What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive X-Men's Mystique. Here we do have Mystique in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get her opened up, and then we'll have a better look at the figure inside. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Mystique posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what Mystique comes with. Mystique does come with a few accessories. She does come with 3 head sculpts. She comes with the Mystique head that she has on her right now. She comes with a Leandra head sculpt. And then she also does come with a Rogue head sculpt where you can see she's transforming into Rogue. And you can actually put this head on the Rogue body if you really want to. Mystique also does come with a handgun, which we've seen before, and then she also does come with a bigger machine gun weapon, and the barrel does come out if you really wanted to. But other than that, Mystique doesn't really come with anything else. I don't know what else you would want Mystique to come with. Maybe more heads, because, you know, she can change into anybody, basically. So that's all Mystique comes with, so what we're going to do now is take a little break and get a closer look at Mystique. And so here we have a closer look at Mystique, and Hasbro did a really good job with Mystique's head sculpt here. You can see they did a really good job in choosing the blue. It's not too deep that it comes off as a really dark blue, but it's not too light that it's like Smurf color. I don't know, this is a really nice blue that they went with, and it looks really good. The reds on her eyebrows and her lips really do stand out, along with the gold that they went with on her eyes. Kind of glad that they did go with gold, because I think yellow would have been a little too flat. But you can see she does have her teeth showing. And then she also does have her little skull pendant right at the top. She does have the red hair, which you can see. It starts off really light red, and there are some splotches on mine. And it goes all the way down to the darker, almost blood red, which I think I prefer the blood red over the light red. But that's just me personally. Moving on to Mystique's costume, you can see she is wearing her traditional classic costume, which we never really got in the movies. We kind of got teased at it in X-Men Apocalypse, but they didn't do anything with it. She does have a hole in the back so you can attach a peg, although I don't know if it's just mine, but it does look like the peg hole is off-centered, like it's turned ever so slightly. She is cast mostly in white and blues. I believe the arm is blue with the white paint, and it's actually a really good job making the two match. The two blues, and they match for the most part. They look pretty good. You can see she has her gloves all the way up to her bicep, which looks really good. She does have trigger fingers on both hands, so you can have her dual wielding some pistols if you really wanted to. Although she does have an up and down hinge right here, which I think works better. Going on to her belt, you can see they did a really good job sculpting that belt. You can see all the skulls look really nice. They're painted really well. A little bit of white is peeking through some of the eyes, but it's not that big a deal. And then, of course, the cloth piece is plastic, so unfortunately it'll just hang right there. Other than that, her legs are just flesh tone, well, blue flesh tone, going on to all the way down to her boots where they're white. We have this boot which it's painted really well. I would have liked to see them actually sculpt the boots. The reason for that is, although it is pretty clean on this leg, if we have a look at her right leg, looks good, and oh my goodness, look at that. That is terrible. They did a terrible job painting the right boot, which is unfortunate. And then she does have flat feet, which I am really glad that she has flat feet and not heels, because heels make figures impossible to stand. But other than that, Mystique here looks really nice, really accurate to the comics. So what I'm going to do now is actually compare to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Mystique posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Mystique posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And finally, here we have Mystique posed next to the Marvel Legends Juggernaut series, Rogue. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Mystique's articulation. She does have the standard articulation for a female figure. She does have a ball joint in the head, which does let her look up a little bit and look down a little bit. She does have very little head tilt, and it does swivel left and right. She does have a hinge in the neck, which does look back about that far, and that's all you're going to get because of how her hair is sculpted. She can look down quite a bit, and I just popped her head off, but she can look down all the way, which I really do like that. Arms on a ball joint, they go out all the way horizontal. They do a full 360. They have an elbow joint that swivels and hinges. She has an in and out hinge on her left hand as well as a swivel, and on her right hand she has an up and down hinge as well as a swivel. She has a mid-torso joint which works really good going side to side, back, and not too much range going forward, and that is a little bit unfortunate, but she does swivel at that mid-torso joint. We have no articulation here at the waist, but her legs do kick out about that far. Her skirt piece will get in the way, but thankfully that does rotate out of the way if you needed to. Her legs go out only about there. We have seen better. She has a thigh swivel, which works really good. Double bend in the knees, which goes up to about there. No boot cut swivel, but we do have a hinge in the ankle, which goes back and forward. Not so much, but we do get forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, Mystique here is really well done, good articulation. It's what we expect from a Marvel Legends figure. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Mystique posed for my final thoughts. Overall, Hasbro did a really good job with classic costume Mystique, and I am glad Hasbro was able to give us a classic costume and not a modern day interpretation of the character. Normally when it's a highly sought after character, Hasbro has a tendency to release the newer costume and then down the road release the classic costume, but this is one instance where I'm glad that we got the classic costume before a modern day costume. Unfortunately for a lot of people, this Mystique is exclusive to Walgreens, and I have seen a lot of people try to track this figure down and have no luck finding her. I'm actually on that list that I never found Mystique at Walgreens. I was lucky enough that the good folks at Black Sheep Comics picked one up, and they were able to sell it to me for a pretty good price of only $25. If you are looking for Mystique, chances are you will have to go to a secondhand market for this figure, but if you get lucky and find her at Walgreens, I really do recommend you pick her up. She's a must-have for any X-Men fan like myself, and if you're collecting Marvel Legends, you're going to want to have her in your collection. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Marvel Legend videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And while you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.